Welcome back to the Find Your Edge podcast. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season. And thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Coach Chris Newport. And today we are talking all about 5 tips for the off season. So let's jump right in. So if you are, here we are sort of at the end of our triathlon season or your running season, and this is a great opportunity to really, first and foremost, to step back and review your previous season. How did things go? What did you achieve? And definitely you earn a high five because, well, you're pretty awesome. And we definitely don't give ourselves enough credit for how we do during the season. So this is a great opportunity to look back and say, well, did I get faster in any discipline or at any different distance? Did I work out and have a better life balance? Did you nail your fueling and hydration plan? Did you nail a certain race strategy? Have you gotten stronger? Depending on what your goals were, did you get leaner or did you gain weight? Depending on what your goal was, were you consistent with, say, your mobility or your yoga? Or did you enjoy spending time with friends, going out and running with them every Thursday morning? Did you avoid injury? Did you just get to the start line or to the finish line? So there's plenty of things that we deserve a high five for. So I hope that you'll take this opportunity to really look back and give yourself some credit. All right, second up. This is a great time, especially as a dietitian myself. This is a great time to turn and focus on nutrition. So let's look at or assess your nutritional status. So if you haven't already, definitely meet with a registered dietitian, one with whom you feel like you have a good connection with. We'll do our shameless plug. Certainly you can book a free consult with us, but this is a good opportunity. If you haven't already had a physical, get one of those done. And typically labs that they're going to do in those, or that at least we like to see from a nutritional perspective, is getting your CBC, your CMP, your vitamin D, your B12, your folate, possibly an anemia panel if you've had issues with iron in the past, fasting lipid panel, and little extra bonuses that we like to see and that we offer in our practice are genetic testing, so that you have a better picture of how your body does with absorbing certain nutrients, or needing to focus a little bit more on recovery, or focusing a little bit more on anti-inflammatory measures, or reducing oxidative stress. Similarly, we offer micronutrient testing, which is a great way to see, okay, so you're doing all these things in your diet, you're doing all these things from a supplement perspective, but are you actually holding on to some of those nutrients? So that's one that we really like to do. We also have omega-3 testing. We've got gut testing. So this is the time to really step back and focus on those kinds of things if you can. Also, some of those tests oftentimes take a while to come back. So now that we have a little bit more time in our schedule, hopefully this is a great time to do that. So similarly, if you want to focus on weight management, if you need to gain some weight, if you need to lose some weight, this is the time that you can get a little bit more nitty gritty in that. Or maybe this is an opportunity to, we work with quite a few athletes who have insulin sensitivity or insulin resistance or PCOS. Balancing your blood sugar, being able to be a little bit more consistent in the way that you are exercising to be able to balance your blood sugar. We also want to make sure, are you getting enough calorie and macronutrients in your diet? So if you've ever heard the term periodization, you probably have heard periodization as it relates to your training. So now being in the off season, our volume is not quite as high. Perhaps our intensity is not quite so high. Your nutrition should follow. So that means your caloric intake needs to be slightly adjusted. Your macronutrient intake, in turn, can follow, or we like to do what are called performance plates. So what your plate looks like in terms of how much protein does it have, how many fruits and vegetables, how many grains and starches, things like that. And then it's also a really great time to try some new recipes, get a little creative, possibly in the kitchen, try some things like that. So again, shameless plug, you can always reach out to us and book a free nutrition consult, or like I said, find a good registered dietitian who can connect with your needs in terms of what you're looking for. All right, so tip number 3, I like to call this one skills and drills. So this is a great opportunity, whether you're a triathlete or a runner or a cyclist. This is a great opportunity to reduce some of your volume, especially since those activities are so they move in typically in one plane, right? So this is a great opportunity to step back from your volume and focus a little bit more on your form. How can we make you more efficient? How can we help you to do less work and go just as fast or not faster? So I like to say practice your skills with drills. So, for example, with swimming, maybe you need to work on your hand entry. Maybe you need to work on your high elbow catch or the strength of your pull, or maybe rotation, or maybe how balanced your body is, your kick. Maybe it's your breathing timing that you have to work on. So, this is a good opportunity. Get with a coach, have them do your underwater swim analysis if you can, and start practicing different drills and really, really, truly hammer these in, because the more muscle memory you can create before you're having to do 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 yards at a time, the better. Similarly, if you're a cyclist, this is a great time to work on your cadence, on your shifting skills, single leg drills. Even though it might be a little bit colder where you are, I also like this as a time to do certain drills either in a parking lot or on a mountain bike in a field. Maybe it's working on your transitions and a flying mount or dismount. Maybe it's riding in close proximity and improving your skills, working cycling in groups, passing, communicating using your hand signals, things like that. From a running perspective, there are tons of drills out there, from agility drills to fast feet, trying to get your feet to land underneath your body. So where exactly is that foot landing happening? So certainly get with a great physical therapist who can analyze your run analysis, or a good coach who can do your run analysis. I see with a lot of our athletes, their shoulders are really rolled forward, especially if you're somebody who works at a desk all day in addition to running. So strengthening your upper back, working on how are your shoulders not riding up by your ears? Can we get them to drop down? So there's all kinds of different drills that you can work on in skills, but this is the time to do it, to again, step back from more of your volume and really practice those skills. Okay, here's tip number 4. This is a great time. The off season is a great time to work on your strength, stability, and mobility. So I love athletes, especially my triathletes and runners, to pick up heavy things. This is a great time to do it. This is not like the little tiny dumbbell in your grandma's closet. Like, we're talking like, let's pick up some really heavy things. Maybe we work with a barbell. Maybe we work on our pull-up strength. Because if we can increase our lat strength, then we can improve our pull in the water. If we can improve our ability for our glutes to get activated, then we're going to be cycling better. Then we're going to be running better, and hopefully more injury free, or just avoiding injuries in general. So similarly, working on your stability. So a lot of us have not great stabilizing muscles, whether it be in our hips, our shoulders, our core. So this is a great opportunity to work on that too. If you don't already have a fantastic physical therapist or chiropractor or personal trainer, again, now is the time to get connected with them, really hone in on that stability and even mobility. There are a few people out there, typically not a lot of our triathletes, but they exist, who are a little bit hypermobile. So in that case, you're going to be wanting to work more on strength and stability. But more often than not, the athletes we work with are stiff. They are not particularly mobile. So this is a great time to work on stretching, to work on your foam rolling, to work on maybe even trying a yoga class, because I love yoga due to not only their stretching, but there's also strengthening movements as well as breathing. Who doesn't need some extra breath work these days? Amen to that. And just something different. There's always a pose that can be a little bit more challenging and pushing you at, maybe it's like balance, different types of yoga poses to try. So again, let's work on our strength, our stability, and our mobility in the off season. If that means that you have to sacrifice some swim, bikes, and runs, so be it. This is a great time to work on that. It will make you better at doing your swimming, biking, and running. Okay. Tip number 5, last one on the docket. This is one of my favorites. Do something different. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I've got a little picture here of some skiers. That's my personal favorite thing to do in the off season. It's a great way to work on, there's your stability and mobility. Again, just generally trying something a little bit different. And the purpose of this is really just to keep things fresh, keep it fun, avoiding burnout, challenging your body and mind in different ways. So maybe it's a different winter sport, or maybe it's a different activity, an indoor activity. So it could be downhill skiing, it could be cross country skiing, it could be rock climbing, it could be taking dance lessons. It could be going to a boxing class. It could be working on self-defense. In fact, with our triathlon team, for what we're doing through the off season is strength training. We're doing our virtual mobility classes. We're doing working with some self-defense instructors, doing Krav Maga, which is kind of fun and empowering, especially for a lot of the ladies in the group who may not feel necessarily comfortable if they're running on their own. How can we be a little bit more aware of our surroundings and empower us to just feel better? So definitely do something different. All right, so just to tie it all up together, let's have a little reminder of all the things that we want to work on. So number 1, give yourself a high five. You're awesome. You deserve it. There are more things to the sport than just simply getting faster. So look at all the different season. And if you need somebody's help, again, this is where a good coach comes in to really dial in those things and make sure that you're recognizing your strengths and then possibly working on some of those points to improve on. Number 2, get your nutrition assessed. It's a great time to work on weight management. It's a great time to look at how can you improve your diet, maybe your supplement routine. Third, let's make sure you're getting out there and doing your strength and your mobility and stability. And similarly, we want to make sure that we're doing something different, keeping it fresh, avoiding burnout, challenging yourself in new and different ways. It just makes you come back to racing, come back to swimming, biking, and running that much fresher. So again, just another little reminder, if you want to work with us, you can always book a free consult online, theenduranceedge.com. We do triathlon coaching, endurance coaching, sports and wellness, nutrition, metabolic and sweat testing. We've got micronutrient testing, gut testing, and we also have our group triathlon team. And you can be virtual for that. We have our social membership. So creating a community, that's really important to us. So thanks again for listening. Have a wonderful holiday season. Have a great off season, and we'll chat soon.